Hello and welcome to this week's episode of So Fired. I'm Chelsea Toronto.
I'm Dr. Lindsay Regier.
And each week here on So Fired, we take life's shitty things and turn them into pretty things.
And we share all of our issues because we have so many of them. And today we're talking about you are such a badass.
Okay, so...
Okay.
But before we get into that, what's your So Fired of the week?
Okay, so we went to Boulder last night.
Oh. Okay, should we... Okay.
Let me just give some backstory.
Even though no backstory.
Yeah, even though no backstories.
Okay, that's it. We'll get to that.
Okay, so my friend Lauren bought 2 tickets for me and her to go see Jen Sincero in Boulder talking about her book, You Are a Badass.
Yeah, Jen Sincero wrote the New York Times bestseller list, You Are a Badass, How to Stop Doubting Your Greatness and Start Living an Awesome Life. Yeah. 2 million copies sold. Was performing live in Boulder last night at the Boulder Theater.
Mm-hmm. So Lauren couldn't go. She forgot that she was going to Fiji. Mm-hmm. So she gave the tickets to me, and I was like, obviously, I'm taking my bestie, Chelsea. Mm-hmm. So we are going to Boulder to go see this show. And before this happened a couple days ago, Chelsea was like, should I tell my friend that I'm going to be in Boulder? I'm like, I don't know, whatever. Just tell them later that you were there. We don't have to meet up or anything. She didn't listen to me, obviously, because why would she ever listen to me? Things are going so great for you for not listening to me. So just ignore everything I say.
I do care about what you think. And maybe your strategy will be a little different.
Yeah.
So long as it's still within the box of reasonable. You know what we should go do today? We have a little bit of free time.
What?
We should go to Gates and talk to them about the pickleballing.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Sorry.
Anyways.
Little to-do list.
So she tells her friend, hey, we have this show that we're going to in Boulder. And it was okay. So then yesterday, Chelsea's like, hey, guess what? My friend bought a ticket. They're coming to the show. And I was like, oh, okay. I'm like, I don't want to be a third wheel.
We're participating.
Yeah.
Are we going to say names here? We haven't said names yet.
No.
Okay, we're not going to say names. I have a friend. Friend lives in Boulder that I see occasionally. Tell my friend, Lindsay and I are rolling into town. I'm going to this show. Right? I think that's the exact language I used. We should, since this is let's just make this a story. This isn't just a So Fired.
It is for me. Because when Chelsea's like, he bought a ticket, I was like, I don't want to be a third wheel.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so it was Lindsay's don't say anything. Be cool.
Yeah, be cool. Don't you tell them we're going.
You don't need to tell people everything all the time. Be mysterious. Be busy. Yeah.
Yeah. No.
You don't know me. I'm not mysterious or busy. And to say otherwise would be a lie. So then yesterday, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is great. Not only did I tell my friends that we're coming in town, my friend bought a ticket to come to the show. Yeah, so problem solved. And then Lindsay gets this look in her eye. This is the opposite of the Disney princess look that she gives. She got this it's like this filter of annoyance goes over just her eyes. And I was like, what's up? What? I don't want to be a third wheel. I don't want to be a third wheel. It's you look at me right now, right here, right now, in the 10 years that we have known each other, which has only been 6, but every time I say it, in the 10 years in which we've known each other, have I ever been a third wheel to you?
No.
No, that's not the point. I don't want to be a third wheel. I was like, you listen up and you listen real good. I waited a whole lifetime to tell you, get in the back seat. I would never even. And then Lindsay was like, no, I don't know. But okay. All right.
Okay, fine. And she picks me up. And I'm in a sour ass mood.
Ooh, she wasn't.
I wasn't me.
Sweet.
Wasn't sweet.
I wouldn't call it sour.
I was a little dicey.
A little dicey.
A little dicey. And I'm like, I don't even want to go. I'm like, if they weren't going, I would cancel it because it's rainy and I don't like the rain and I want to stay home.
Yeah, Lindsay was in a rare form, which is still a lovely version. Even my best is not. My best is still. Wait, what am I trying to say? Your worst is still better than my best. So we're driving to Boulder and it's rainy. Mm-hmm. It's Chelsea's favorite time of weather. And Lindsay's like, yeah, my mascara, all these things, right? My hair, I couldn't find the outfit. I don't care. So would you have been excited if it was just the two of us?
No, I said I would have canceled because I didn't.
First of
wanna
all, you
go.
never cancel, so shut the fuck up.
Okay,
Never.
I would have been more excited if it was just the two of us.
Anyway.
Yeah.
But
Anyways, we get to Boulder. We park. Ladies lined up outside the theater to go see Jen.
I had at that moment my stomach.
I was
felt
like,
in my,
oh.
sometimes I forget I hate our old demographic.
Yeah, seeing that, I was like, oh God.
It like
So I was just
it
like,
felt like work.
I know. I was
Didn't it
like,
feel like
it
work?
felt like work. I felt like I was going to like a networking
Yeah.
event, but I had to like turn it on. I was like,
Kind of like some of those things we went through over the summer and like over the holiday season where you're like, you forget that this is not a social thing.
Yeah.
That we're going to
I'm
work.
like, okay. Okay, so we walk across the block to go meet your friend.
Yeah, we did.
Okay, this whole time I'm a little dicey, and I'm
She
like,
was spicy.
I don't want to be here. So then we go see her friend, and what did he say?
I don't remember.
He was like, oh, are you nervous for the show? And I'm like, no. He's like, aren't you performing? Chelsea's like, no, what gave you that impression? And I was like, oh, that was worth my trip to Boulder. And I thought it was freaking hilarious that he misunderstood that we were going to the show and we're not in the show. And I did start laughing immediately because I was like, how did he get that impression?
It's not like I said I was performing.
No, I was like, all right,
Okay,
night is made, and I am so happy to be here now. Let's chat.
Why did that make you... Okay, so
'Cause
he
it
was
was
under
just
the impression that we
Funny
were the talent.
misunderstanding.
Why did that make you laugh?
Because I was like, oh my God, I don't even like want to go meet up with them. I just want to like go do this thing and like go home.
First of all, you know what? You fail as a best friend being supportive on the first time.
I
kind of didn't bring your A game.
Well,
I need you to remember that everything you're doing here is a first, and you had to show up as like best friend first
I
time.
knew
Like,
when I saw them, I was like, okay, I'll put on the show and like I'll do the thing.
oh yeah, reluctantly, not your best effort.
But then when that happened, I was like, oh, I'm not even putting on a show anymore. Like I am here. Like this
Why
is
did
fun.
that make you happy?
'Cause
Were
it
you
was just
happy?
like-
What's
No, I wasn't happy. I was just like, what?
I know.
how
Were
did
you
that-
embarrassed?
No, I wasn't embarrassed.
Were you
at all.
cringing?
No.
I was, and I don't know. Actually, I've been meaning to, I wanted to talk to you about this. Actually,
Yeah.
I'm glad we're talking. How should I be feeling?
Like, wow, you thought I was the talent? And I was like, I think I told him, I was like, I understand why you would think that because we are the talent, but not tonight.
And you're like, well, I said, what gave you that impression? And he's like, well, you had 10,000 listeners
Yeah.
in February. And I don't know. What were the other reasons?
I don't know. And he was like, Hollywood. When
He
you
was like,
Yeah, I don't know. Something about what you said gave him the impression. And for some reason, I just found it so funny.
I was dying.
I was like,
I was so embarrassed.
oh my gosh. No, I wasn't embarrassed.
Were you embarrassed for me?
No.
I didn't know actually how to feel. You know how I don't know how the emotions surrounding emojis?
Yeah.
I never know. And I have found someone who's even worse than me because, you know, this grimace face with the full teeth. That's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
"Arr!" That's always my like, my cringe.
Uh-huh. Same.
They use it as a big teethy smile.
No.
Okay,
No,
this is a question
that's
I would.
wrong.
Okay, can we put a pin in what we're talking
Yeah.
about? Just a second. What happens when someone you text on the regular uses emojis wrong? Okay, I don't want to say because that sounds mean, but like legitimately wrong.
That is legit wrong. Be like, do the wrong emoji and be like, did you mean this emoji?
No, I can't correct it. We've already established that they use this as on the
Well,
regular.
then I guess that's just part of the language.
It
that
is
they
now
use.
part of our vernacular that
Mhm.
you mean teethy grimace smile as like super happy,
Yeah.
and I mean it as like, ooh, that's cringe.
Yeah. I'm like, ooh.
And that is a real difference in language.
So yeah. So that's
So you're
just a
not
fire
embarrassed
moment.
for me?
No.
I wanted to like pull you aside and be like, what are you guys laughing at? And what should I be feeling?
It was
right
more
now?
like I was laughing. I wasn't even laughing at him. I was just laughing at the entire situation because I feel like that's something that you write in a sitcom. It's saying, "Oh, you're going to the show. I bought a ticket to see you on the show." It's like, I never said I was performing the show, and it's like, oh, misunderstanding. Cue audience laugh. So it was just a funny situation.
I didn't know.
I wasn't embarrassed for anyone.
Should I have been embarrassed?
No, don't be embarrassed. You should not have been embarrassed. Maybe he should have been embarrassed. I don't
No.
know. No one. I don't think anyone should
It
have
wasn't an embarrassing thing. It was just like,
No,
a
it was just like, yeah, it was just like, that's funny.
I also think it means that person is really impressed with our skills.
Yeah. And I'm like, wow, you think really highly of us.
I was like, I think he kind of likes me.
I think he does.
Because, if you had told me, I'd be like, oh my God, they like you so much there. I think you're actually on the stage.
I know.
Wow, okay.
Okay.
So that was your so fired?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a true definition. Fuck last week when I said, I'm coming clean. That's a better one. Do I have a so fired? Yeah, sure I do. It's not as fun as yours. I had to spend some time with my mom on Sunday and chose to, let me see how to say this. I knew there would be some heavy emotions surrounding my mom. My mom may or may not be in the process of moving to Mexico because the U.S. is expensive.
AF.
Yeah, it's kind of costly, huh? Even our smoothie bowls. And thanks to Bear Blends.
Thank you, Bear Blends, for sponsoring us.
For sponsoring us today here on SoFi.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I knew there'd be some heavy emotions because this is kind of a complex situation. She is electing to move to Mexico. Very beautiful place. It's like old world Spain. What is it called?
San Miguel.
San Miguel de Allende.
Mm-hmm.
She's got to pack up her home and move. And that is, if anybody knows, like, moving with your aging parent, even whether it's elected or not, is kind of a heavy feeling.
Mm-hmm.
My mom's been there 13 years. That's a long time. What is she going to do with all their stuff? Stuff is a real trigger for me. Anyway, Sunday, she said, can I see you? Oh, boy. Here we go.
You haven't seen her since...
Yeah, Christmas.
Okay.
Yeah, she asked me to come over. So, of course, I was like, okay, how about 10:30? Even though Saturday night, picked a friend up late from the airport. I got home at 1 a.m. Went to yoga first thing Sunday morning. Great. I really enjoyed. Shout out to Austin. Thanks for making me go to 7:45, brother. That was fun. Long story short, I'm in yoga and I'm like dreading seeing my mom. And I was like, you know what? This is going to kind of fuck me up in the head, what we're about to talk about. Because it's going to be like, do you want to take the stickers and go around the house and put a sticker on everything you want? That's what the conversation was going to be like. And even heavier. So I was dreading that. And like, when you work in hospitality, customer service, restaurants, whatever, you have to be in a headspace where it's like, you're not thinking about you. You have to be upbeat. You got to smile a lot. And
you always got to be on, even if you're off.
Yeah, right? I mean, you could be your normal self off, but you can't be like, oh, I just met with my mom for 90 minutes off. So long story short, so fired, I chose to ask her, hey, I can't be in the wrong headspace before work. Can we meet after work? And while that seems like something anybody would think to do, I was a first for me. So I was able to see how something was going to go and not be naive enough to think it was going to be a pleasant experience. It's not that I don't enjoy her company, but the context in which we were meeting was going to be challenging. I had enough foresight to be like, that's not going to go well.
No bueno.
And let's do our job well. So why don't we put that on ice? And then at nighttime when you're tired, you can be like, I got to go. I only have 12 minutes. Anyway, so that's my so fired.
Yay. And it went okay.
It wasn't bad. I gave her like 12 minutes and then I didn't leave crying, but I kind of cried. It's just heavy. You know what I mean? Like she's moving away and it's not bringing my family together. So that's fun. And it's just, I'm giving everyone a heads up. This will not be the last time we talk about this.
Right.
This is going to be like
processing and there's a lot of uncertainty going on and it's just not a linear path.
No, it's really going to be heavy. It's going to be sad. And you guys strap in because we're going to enjoy this process, right? Because if you've got aging parents, it's not just like you're not locked in. You think you're good forever in terms of like your parents are squared away. They're in the house. You're doing your thing. And you're just, and then one day you realize, oh, they're not squared away forever. And now second stages of life are happening to them. And you're like, whoa, I'm not even like an adult enough to get up out of bed before 9 some days. Like, and now I got to worry about you. And it just makes you feel scared and uncertain and helpless. And I mean, even if I do get up before 7, like there's just, I don't know how to take care of an adult.
Right.
Anyway, let's talk about more fun things than that.
Yeah. You have any?
Yeah, I have issues.
I only have one issue.
What is it?
I discovered a new genre of film and TV. It's called millennial rage.
I love it when you teach me new stuff. Okay, go on. What?
Okay, so there's on Netflix. Have you heard of that show Beef?
No, ma'am.
Okay, so it's about this guy who gets really bad road rage and he's chasing down this lady because she cut him off or like flicked him off or something, and he's like chasing her down. And this whole like premise is that he has really bad road rage and he wants to get revenge on her.
Is this a movie?
This is a mini series. Mm-hmm.
So each episode is him chasing down someone new to
No, same lady. He's like going after this lady because he wronged her by cutting him
She
off.
wronged him.
She wronged him. She cut him off in a parking lot, I believe. And then he went chasing after her in his truck because he was so mad about her parking and her honking and flicking him off. Yeah.
All right.
So this genre is called millennial rage. And I'm watching this show. I think I only got maybe 3 episodes in because it's so angry for literally no reason.
Oh, Disney princess, I love you.
I just am like...
I love you so much.
And I hate that this is a whole category of movies. And there's some other shows on Netflix where it's just like, oh my God, I'm a millennial. I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing with my life. And I'm having like an existential crisis. And my life is on repeat and on loop. And that's just like a genre that is such like a Debbie Downer.
So your issue
My issue is that they keep on making these. Like
the rage, or
the rage,
or that they are representing millennials to be like a sad sap of mopey,
I mean,
angry.
Yeah, both. I'm like, we're not all sad and sappy and like going through a midlife crisis. I mean, only because I go through a quarter life crisis every other month.
Everybody else should be used to it now, too. Here's what I do have to say. I do think Hollywood has, like, they stereotypically label one generation and then that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Like the 70s, ugh, drugs and hippies.
Yeah.
Ugh, 80s, cocaine. Ugh. Like they just like slap a sticker on it and that's who they are.
Yeah.
And like the way in which they talk about cocaine so much all the time, like it defined like an entire generation. And you're like, I don't know.
Yeah. So now millennials are being defined as, oh my God, we just like are aimlessly wandering through life and we're so mad about it.
We're so angry.
We're so angry. Like road rage.
If anything, yeah. Like I do feel, yeah, I don't know why they're labeling, like millennials are kind of getting shit on. Like Xers are kind of just like,
yeah. I can see the part where we're kind of wondrously aiming through life and
how so?
Because I feel like I'm changing my mind about what to do with my life every single day. And I have
You know what it is?
Like
you didn't have anyone telling you what to do your whole life.
Yeah.
You guys were like, just do what you want. Meanwhile, mine was like, do this. You better be this. And if you were lucky, you got out of it. So one thing, not being a teacher, like, I don't know, you were raised to think to be that one thing. So if you got out of not being that one thing, then in that case, you were like, I won.
I'm good.
I may not be a teacher, but I mean, I work in the same school, but I'm just not. You're like, haha, I win.
Made it. So, yeah, I mean.
No shame against teachers. I just mean, like, in Buffalo, you were either a nurse, a teacher, or I can't remember what else. Anyway.
Yeah.
Nothing very interesting. Okay.
So, yeah, I mean, I, like, get what they're saying. Like, oh, millennials are kind of just, like, we're, like, disconnected from the, like, people sometimes, and we're just aimlessly going through life. But I'm not mad about it.
Of course you're not. I'm not mad. I ain't mad at you. Okay, good. I'd like to tell you my issue.
Okay.
So I do yoga a lot. Shout out to our yoga instructors. But here's what I say to you. Do you want me to come to your class or not? Because I bring value when I come. Like, I get the people going. I know what I am. I'm a performer.
She is a performer.
I am a performer. Can we just, like, let's say what's true here. I go to class. I'm good enough. I'm pretty good.
She's pretty good.
I'm not bad, okay? I'm just not bad. So, give me music. Okay, let me just say the first thing, the whole thing. This makes me so angry.
A really bad song on, I do notice that.
Okay, well, what if you're an ADDer and you hyper-focus on the things you hear? Like, I can't sit in a coffee house and work because I can hear that one conversation all the way over there, and I'm like, yeah, you shouldn't do that. That's right. And like, so I'm that hyper-focused person. I
Yeah.
can't tune things out. So I just feel like, why not take advantage of it and make it just do the absolute most to make your experience the best instead of playing your shitty playlist from 8 months ago when it's all like TikTok-y songs from 2000. I'm like, that was so long ago. And that music really irks me.
Would you rather have wordless songs?
Yeah.
Okay.
100%.
Yeah. I think also where we go to yoga matters because this is like commercial yoga.
Yeah, it is.
If we went to more of an independent studio, I think we would have a different experience.
Yeah, I was thinking of that. You were exactly right. You're always so smart. I was thinking about that on Sunday. If I'm as good as I think I am, maybe I'm just good here. Go see other good practices and like practitioners and see. It's not a competition, but it is like,
But it is.
Oh, it kind of always is, isn't it? And yesterday I said to you, well, no, it's this morning. I was like, aren't I so much better? Because we haven't practiced yoga in a lot of time together.
It's been a long time.
Yeah. How do you think I've improved?
You're definitely a performer.
No. Tell me did you notice anything?
No, because you're wiggling around so much.
I'm so bored.
Well, this is also her second yoga class in a row. So I totally get that. You're like, if I did 2 in a row, I'd also be like, nah, I'm not doing that. Or that
it was just boring and I wasn't really that excited. Okay, here's my thing. It's not about being better. I'm getting a little nervous that my lunges are lower. I'm a little more flexible. My reach is bigger. I can starting to do one-armed push-ups.
Yeah.
Here's my concern. I'm actually more concerned than I am excited for improvement. What happens when I'm like, when they can't challenge me enough? That's why I'm going to 2 classes a day because I'm like, oh, they're not kicking my ass hard enough anymore. I don't know what else to do to make it harder. And that makes me nervous.
We need to try a different style of yoga. Have you ever done Ashtanga?
I mean, I have. I haven't done it recently.
Yeah, or just try out a different studio.
And that makes me nervous. Like, I'm going to have to start all over again. I'm not worried about working hard all over again.
Right.
But like if you're lucky enough to get into an exercise routine, you find a place that you like, you kind of get into it, you know how it works, you just know, you roll up, I have to leave 4 minutes beforehand, I'll get out of class on time, blah, blah. And now you've done it, but now it's almost too easy, and you're like, oh, shit. And you look around and you're like, I might not be working hard anymore.
Or you can either just take all of their suggestions very lightly and do your own thing.
Yeah, but then they treat you like a social outcast and then they get mad at you a little
or
bit.
I guess because you can always
which I'm already kind of doing that.
Yeah.
Have we not
I know. I'm like, yeah. Advance your poses. I guess I would just try to go to something new every once in a while just to see where you're at, and then
I feel like I'm afraid to say this out loud, but it's like, do I have to find like a whole new thing again?
No, I don't think so. I think that
I'm not suggesting I'm so good that like I've outgrown this. I'm just saying like I'm not getting a very rigorous workout.
But also sometimes you're there just for creative purposes.
Yeah, that's why I go to 2 classes. One's for creativity and the other one's to work out. Yesterday I was sweating really hard, so shout out to Sarah.
Mm-hmm.
I was.
Yeah, you were.
Yeah.
Just sweating as much as I sweat, and that's a lot.
Oh, no, that was Tara's. That was after. The first one I was sweating. Yeah. All right, anyway. So that's my issue. Please make better playlists.
Yeah.
I will perform better for you. Okay, so fired. Wait, no, we already did that.
Topic.
What do we do? What are we talking about today?
You are a badass.
I know.
We have some quick takeaways from last
Okay, so
night.
yesterday, as you know, we went up to Boulder Theater to watch Jen Cisneros. Is that her name?
I think it's Sanchero.
Jen Sanchero. We watched
Jen, tell us how to say your name, because I don't really know.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
You are a badass. So I read this book when it came out, 2013, and this was pretty formative.
It's 10-year anniversary, so
Yep.
2013.
Yeah. So here's the thing. When this was published 10 years ago, you may have seen this. This was pretty original.
Mm-hmm.
So fired, when we first started off as a podcast, you have to kind of define what category you're in. And you as a badass is kind of like the manifestation, positivity, ladies, like you can do it category. And we thought we were part of that. It turns out we're not.
No. Not at all.
We are just sloppy entertainment, a little to the right, with a wave to all the ladies in that category, right? Like that's where we are. But we're disciples who grew up in this "you are a badass" culture, right? She talks to you very frank. She swears at you, but tells you all the things. And she's kind of like your bestie, just saying, you got this, right? But that was the 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And now as we do it, like we're starting to evolve in the category, which, well, we are, although we identify this is how we were raised in this culture, like you are. But what we like to do here differently at So Fired is not only say, yes, it's assume, please assume that you're a badass. You're here because you're a badass and you identify with us.
Yeah.
In which case we will then take those fundamentals and build on them, in which we say, yes, you are a badass. And now when the shit comes falling, as a badass, how do you perform?
Mm-hmm.
That's what we do here in a funny, kind of goofy way. 3 things we took away from Jen's show last night were...
belonging versus fitting in.
Okay, we'll get to that.
Managing your mind with managing your mindset by not getting mad about the little stuff.
So I think you
can
should say managing
your
your mindset.
Okay.
And then what's
and
the
then some people think that you're better than you think you are.
thing? Obviously. We're performing tonight.
Yeah, obviously.
For second night in a row.
Make sure you get your tickets. Only a handful left.
Can you believe?
I
You
know.
thought we
And
were
I was like,
performing?
Chelsea, maybe we should just walk up to the front of the stage and see what happens.
We would have made the show better.
I
I'll
know.
tell you what, I'm a performer, you guys.
So these are the takeaways. So belonging versus fitting in. I got a chuckle out of this because she was like, she's like, are you trying to fit in with those $600 sneakers?
Yeah,
And you became a doctor because your parents told you to? I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, so Jen's on stage, and we walk in a few minutes late because our egos wouldn't allow us to get there any earlier because we thought we were actually the performers. Still going to be funny the whole episode. And when we walk in, she's doing a bit. Why don't people realize that they're /comedian /performer? Oh, it just makes me so angry. I should be on stage. Anyway, so she is doing a bit about belonging versus fitting in. She's like, if you are a belonger, you walk around with your hoodie on and your sunglasses on, talking to yourself in mismatched shoes and your 2 dogs and squeaking away as happy as a clan can be.
I'm like, wow, she really nailed it. Like, I'm a fitter inner and you're
And if there's a fitter inner, you buy expensive clothes, shoes, lip gloss, and you wear the perfect outfits. People like you. You do a bit.
Gotta have a title of some kind.
And it was just like, check and check. Look at belongers and fitter inners.
Yeah.
Marriage together.
I know.
Match made in heaven. So we got a big chuckle out of that. And if you're ever lucky enough to attend something with the 2 of us together, when we believe and when we agree with something or something is said, like the audience will know that we are participating because we will laugh loud enough that you might cringe and be embarrassed, even though we're like, ha ha ha, the world revolves around us. Everyone should know that we agree with your point here up in the back.
Yeah. It's like, we got you. Okay, so the next point was managing your mind.
Yeah, how do we do that? I did.
Okay, so she's like, okay, you have to meditate. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
See, that's the kind of thing we went to, you guys.
Yeah,
that's the kind of thing we went to last night.
Exactly.
You need to meditate.
You need
And
to
we're all like,
meditate. You need to follow your
"Don't tell me what to
intuition.
do."
You need to practice getting yourself to a higher frequency. But like, this was the issue that we were having. It's like, okay, you're saying these things, but like, how do you do that? And like, how do you manage? Like, oh, shit, I just like dropped my coffee and that friggin' sucks. That's going to ruin my day. And then that's like a little thing that you're supposed to like manage with, like, okay, take a deep breath and calm down. And then when shit hits the fan and your mom's moving to Mexico, that's
Thank
supposed
you.
to train your brain.
Oh, that
to
was really nice. That just kind of
manage
like
it.
jolts me back into my life, and I'm like, fuck. Mexico. Fuck.
Yeah. So I feel like she's giving kind of like a 1, 2, 3 step, but not really a how to, which you guys know with our issues and our hot mess of a life sometimes, we're just trying to figure it out. And like, we don't meditate. We're doing just
No.
fine.
No, we're trying to do our best here.
Yeah.
I don't like, if you're going to give me a solution, give me a reason.
Mm-hmm.
Don't just tell me to do something. Stop telling me what to do. Everybody tells me what to do, right? How about you tell me, maybe meditate, and here's why.
Mm-hmm.
Pretend I'm like 4 or 3 or whatever age in which you need to give them a backup answer.
Yeah.
Everybody tells me something, whether it's on Instagram or like the nonsense you hear while you're standing online in Starbucks. Everybody's got 2 cents. So it's like, well, just give me a little bit I just need 2 sentences of facts, right? So, or tell me how it applies in my regular life. Like, you know,
Like, show me how meditation changed your life. Like, I want to see before and after.
yeah. Like, or just like, hey, oh, you struggle with the word meditate and like sitting there and like just zoning out. Here's what I do when I'm walking my dogs. I try not to think about anything between this block and the next block, and boom, you just meditated. Well done. And it's
Well
like, oh,
done.
I cannot think about something why don't you just call it don't think about anything for a few minutes? Call it that.
That's what it's called.
We should reframe.
Reframe meditation. Just don't think about anything for 1 second.
Just stop thinking for a second. Hey, hang on. Wait, don't think. And that's annoying. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know why I had such a visceral reaction to last night.
Well, here's the last takeaway.
Okay.
Is that some people think that you're better than you think you are. I mean, case in point, people thought we were performing last night. And
Is that the most remarkable thing we've ever heard in our lives?
yeah,
Kind of.
And then having that little seed planted in my head, when we were at that, I was like, I was looking at the capacity. I was like, okay, 850 people. We could sell this out to 850 people. I'm like, what she's doing on stage? I'm like, okay, we can have this segment. I was literally playing it out like a live show. And I was like, okay, we need to write a book. We need to do this.
Yeah, me too. The whole time I was like, they were like, what are you? I'm like, I'm listening. Because if you know me, I can't, if there's like a speaker or something, if you want me to concentrate, don't get me to look at you while you're talking.
No.
I will look off to the side, call it spectrum, call it what, higher universe. Creativity comes through if I'm not like straight on the target.
Mm-hmm.
So I was zoning in on this woman's like nude handbag yesterday. It was the seat in front of me. And I was just like, okay. I was doing the same thing.
Yeah. I'm like, okay, if she can do this.
Oh my God, she wasn't great. No, Jen, no shade.
Like, no shade. Like, I love the book.
I grew up on you. I loved you.
I
idolized and worshipped you.
Mm-hmm. I was like, wow. It's almost like I shouldn't have seen her in person because it kind of just took away the illusion.
I love that we drew the curtain back a little bit, which just seems to be a recurring theme of like, you know how like all our producers in the beginning were like, nah, you're not really a category. This isn't a thing. Yeah. Well, this is that headspace 2.0.
Mm-hmm.
And we've always represented that we were like, what is this category called?
Like, come with us and figure it out. And lifestyle entertainment.
Lifestyle entertainment, like, come with us. Like, you are a badass 2.0, where it's like, okay, I get it. I'm a badass. I should meditate. I journal. Let's just assume everyone's already doing that. Here's what that now looks like. Because it lasted 10 years.
Yeah.
So let's us be the forefront. I don't know if we're having a brainstorming session right now or if we're having an episode because I'm still a little sleepy. But it was like,
it was being there and seeing the audience that was there. I was like, well, this is not our audience, first of all.
Not anymore.
And it's like these ladies eating it up. Like, you're a badass. Like, you know, just don't get mad about this and follow your intuition. Isn't that crazy? And they're like, yeah. And I'm like,
ew. Aren't you glad we went though?
I'm glad we went because this has sparked some inspiration.
Yeah. Because it was like, oh shit, we could do this in our sleep.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to be on stage with a microphone.
Same.
Oh God. And the outfits. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, did I tell you what I'm going to do?
No.
I'm going to take an improv class.
Okay, you did tell me that.
Oh, shit.
Yep. So anyways, that's like our recap from You're a Badass. And like, seriously, like no shade to it at all. I think it's like So Fired 101 is that you already have this established and you know that you can do this and you know that nothing stops in your way. We meditate, we follow our intuition, blah, blah, blah.
All the word. If you say vulnerability and authenticity, I'm getting off camera. I'm getting off air. This is stupid. Here's what I have to say. It is hard seeing someone you grew up with or an idol, a childhood idol, if you will, somebody that you really resonated with and you were like, whatever she says, yeah. And it was like I outgrew her last night and like I lost like a little idol and now she feels a little more real, which does that mean we're becoming a bigger deal as we like make our way up in this like space? Because we've made no comments about it. I mean, like, we're hoping to be very professional, successful podcasters, right? And like, we are trying. And so you wouldn't be seeing the full representation of us if you didn't see that there's like eager and like a desire to be better.
Like we can improve upon what's already out there.
Yeah,
And
like, we're not
yeah.
just here for entertainment. We're, like, looking to crush it, too.
Yeah.
The performer, Jen, I was like, we should just go for it.
Yeah, agreed.
So, you guys, we're going to write a book. It's
Shoot.
going to be great because you know what? Somebody's already done it. We're going to do it, and you guys are coming with us. Who's going streaking? Let's go.
Let's go.
Who's following me? Let me tell you this. I'll do whatever it takes. So, okay,
And our future tour.
2024.
Yep.
Do you think we could go, or 2025?
2024.
Yeah.
Why would we wait another year?
Why would we wait? By the end of 23 then.
Yeah.
Please come see us at the Boulder Theater on January 18th,
Yeah.
2024.
Oh, there you go.
Yay. What a great
Yay.
birthday.
Okay, guys, don't forget, you're a badass. And we'll see you next week. Bye.
Disclaimer. This podcast is for entertainment purposes only. The stories and statements expressed herein are experiences and opinions. They may not represent the views of the production studio or the hosts. If you disagree with our content, that's okay. No podcast is perfect for everyone.